Gentlemen, obviously. We want to talk about SNL, man. Holy fuck.
Yes, I hosted it.
How were the ratings? Do you know what the ratings were when you did it?
They're good. They did
I bet they were good.
Yeah, they got like whatever. I wasn't like a record breaking or something, but I think it was the better of the season.
Must be, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was after the hurricane, and it was the election last before the election.
People
so
wanted to laugh. They needed to laugh.
When you need to have a smile on your face, a smile will do. But
Louie, I didn't know you could do that many impressions and accents when you're. I'm being serious. When you're doing SNL and doing like the Australian.
You know what?
Movie
Well,
sketch
the
was
Australian
great.
one, I was supposed to be Bill Hader's part, the bigger part, and then we did it in read through, and Lauren said, let's let you do the smaller one. We just said it in front of everybody.
Wow. That's a post-midnight
Couldn't let
sketch.
Bill play the big guy, you play the other small one line. And I was like, yeah, totally.
Why, were you not nailing the accent?
I
or was
wasn't nailing the
That's
accent.
fun. That's funny, is it, too, though? If you're not nailing the accent, it's kind of funny.
I was good for one line, and then it started falling apart. It's sounding like Irish or Mexican or
Lauren
something.
protected you.
Yes, he did. No, that's why I was
You would have been
pleased.
out on the wire, and people would have been going, "What is this?" on the internet.
Exactly.
Good for Lauren.
That's
No,
right.
No.
What's your thoughts on Lorne Michaels?
I love that guy. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
After a week of doing that show, I don't think you can not love the guy because he takes really good care of you. And you get to kind of be, I mean, he's this legendary guy. All I know is my exposure to him is this 1 week. So if you're the host of the show, he like takes care of you. He shepherds you through it. And he also, you get to have all these dramatic Lorne moments. Like there's things that are host only moments.
Really?
That are so fun because like the last sketch of the show, there was supposed to be 2 more. And we only had room for, I was told by somebody, you're going to have to choose one sketch.
Oh, wow.
He'll leave it up to you because there's only one left. So then they take me into, somebody comes and gets me and says, come to the control room. This is while we're on the air, you know?
Holy shit.
And they go over there, and Lauren's waiting for me in the dark of the control room with his arms folded. And I go over.
Petting a cat.
Yes, that's what it was like. And he goes, he just says simply, you can have one. It's your choice. And I already
Louie's
knew
holding
it.
a boy and a girl.
Yeah. I already knew what about it, but because he was making such, I pretended I was like, oh,
Really thinking it out.
wow. Yeah, I knew I wanted to do that one.
You should have said, yeah, I know.
And then, yeah, somebody already told me. You don't even run this place anymore.
You should have pointed to somebody in the control room and said, "I'll have him.
I'll take that one.
I'll take that one."
What was the other option?
Sketch where I played John Tesh.
Why'd you have to come on?
I don't know. It was a tough choice because the John Tesh was really funny. It was a crazy bit. I ended up taking a chainsaw to a whole set and like destroying a set with a chainsaw.
Oh, they should film that anyway. Throw it on the internet.
They probably did a dress, right?
They did it at
Oh,
dress
okay.
and it did well. So maybe they
Maybe
said
they
they
throw
might
it up
put
there
out.
somewhere. That'd be nice.
You probably
And the kid-
chose, and they were like, oh,
Well,
wow.
I felt bad too because the kid in it, this guy Tim, he was playing Dave Tesh, my brother. I don't think there was really a Dave Tesh, and he was really funny and he's new, so he would have
wanted
gotten
the
that
time.
big boost. But so was Kate, who was in the bar sketch. I just knew that if I licked her face on TV, it would get big
Oh,
laughs.
fuck yeah.
That was great, dude. That was a fucking rolling,
hilarious.
massive laugh, which you don't see on,
Really
on
fun.
live TV
Hilarious.
that much.
Absolutely.
That's a great, like, that was the, a lot of stuff goes by quickly, but that was a moment I was able to, like, stop for. Was
Oh,
it
really? Yeah.
When I'm licking her face and people are going nuts and you're aware this is on live fucking television.
Are you aware of that
And-
constantly, by the way?
Only a few moments, but that was one of them. Like, this is on TV right now that I'm doing this, and I can lick her face as long as I want, and they'd have to, like, come and get me. And at one point, I got my nose in her mouth, and I decided my goal in my head is I'm going to try to get my whole head in her mouth. And I started pushing up into her mouth with my nose, and I felt her go, because she was gagging on my nose.
Dude, if she would have vomited on you, that would have been the greatest moment in live TV history.
Amazing. But I started laughing right then, so I stopped.
It was getting
So I
huge
didn't wanna
laughs up
crack
to that, though. I mean, the fucking
yeah.
every line was getting a laugh.
It was,
The
yeah.
open mouth kiss, which was a little obnoxious, got a huge laugh, and then right into the tongue.
Right.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
you
Bill,
didn't see
Bill.
the monologue, right?
We came into the dressing room. I watched it with
so
other
That was the first thing
comedians.
Jay said when Lou walked in. Just an amazing
One of the
monologue.
best ever, because-
one of the best
Thanks,
ever.
Jay.
Wow.
From being
Thank
on the
you, Jay.
inside, what people don't realize is for some reason it's what they work on last. Like you get like Sally Field, and all day you practice sketches, and then like on Saturday they're still trying to bang out a monologue like at 4 in the afternoon. And
and how good is
That's why the monologue's always terrible. It's always terrible.
Well, it's
like,
really
hey,
important.
waka waka.
You realize when you do it how important it is because you get I never thought of this. I always thought of each sketch as its own compartmentalized thing. But when you host the show, they need to hook into you as a person. Because when you're in the sketches, whether you're playing a mountain man or whatever it is, they have to like you to get into the sketch. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, so that opening's pretty important. Yeah, to kind of.
Yeah, I mean, in the dress rehearsal, the monologue I did like twice the amount so they could look at it all and decide what to do. And it went well. But then the first sketch I did after the monologue was a sketch that didn't air. Where I play a drawing teacher with kids, and I'm really mean, and they hated me for it. And
Really?
Yeah, it kind of fucked me for the rest of the show.
Really?
I don't think you want to
Yeah.
say rape in your monologue. Louie.
I don't want to rape a child.
No, that might work
I-
below 14th Street, but up here...
Exactly. I call a little girl a whore in that sketch.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
no, you would have liked it. It was funny.
Yeah.
Maybe after the news...
It's like it's like a thing where I'm saying you can draw anything with your imagination. And like I draw 3 circles and I go, this could be anything you want. Maybe it's a robot ant. And some kid goes, maybe it's balloons. And I go, it's a robot ant. I think I was pretty clear it's a robot ant. And then later I decided, and I start kicking the kids out one by one. And then at the end I go, maybe it's balloons. This could be a pink balloon. And this girl goes, it could be red. And I go, it's pink, you little whore.
Wow.
That's great.
And then I get arrested by the cops. But then the next sketch, everyone was like, boo.
Wow.
Because I'm so mean.
I'm surprised it got cut and not moved just after the second song.
Well, I had a chance to defend it. Like, Lorne took the card off the board and kind of held it. Like, he said, this is vulnerable. And
Wow.
I said,
Louie,
you know what? Just get rid
We're
of it.
leaving our flank open with this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you were in the room when they picked the sketches. No
Yeah.
one else ever is. It's you, and who's the head writer now?
Seth Myers. And there was a decent amount of people in there. There's, what's his
Kenny
name?
Among?
Steve Higgins.
Higgins?
And a few other people whose names I didn't know.
Were there sketches that got picked that you went, whoa, I'm not sure why
No,
that's up
I mean,
there.
the read-through was really strong.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good material, so I liked everything they picked. There was only 2 bits that I hated that I just don't like personally, and the thing you learn after a long time is you don't have to fight stuff right when you see it.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes things get taken care of on their own, and if you fought them and then, you know what I mean? So there was 2 sketches I never liked.
They were on the board.
And I didn't say a word about them.
You mean they were on the board?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after Dress, they got cut, and
Were you
Very
happy?
happy
didn't
about
matter.
that.
Very happy. Of course. I only torpedoed 1 sketch, and I felt bad because the writer was a nice guy, and he was sitting right there, and I was saying, this is not that funny. It's not
Whoa.
satisfying. Like, I fought against one.
What was it?
It wasn't on, so.
But you had to actually come out and say, like, I guess
It's the
not
only
very-
one that I said something about, because I just didn't, I didn't think I was doing a good job of it, too, so.
What was the
anyway.
gist of the one you torpedoed?
I don't know. The guy's a nice guy. I don't want to fuck his life
Let him
up.
be. Fuck it.
All right.
I want to ask you I want to ask Lou what he was thinking right before they introed you.
Yeah, your heart must have been racing.
Yeah, what goes through your fucking mind?
Well, it's really emotional because it's a whole week, and everything everything I've ever done that's new, I always go through.
What did I draw?
Immature.
Jimmy Let me knock this water over. Jimmy has to go, ha ha.
As Lou is trying to open up his fucking heart for everybody.
Sorry.
No, thank God.
I don't know.
Stop me.
Don't worry about what fell. Who
It's a
gives a
remote.
fuck? It's just a remote.
Hilarious.
So you're a bunch of jerks.
So you're waiting
It's
to
really
go on.
emotional. Click.
So you're waiting to go on camera for the first time.
Okay, so you do all this shit and you doubt yourself like 8-10 times during the week. Like this, I'm going to suck at this. There's a lot of process and it's exhausting. And then you finally get to you're standing behind this door and the music's playing and there's Don Pardo's voice saying, and there's this woman named Jenna who's the stage director, and she's getting ready to, she's really serious and counting down.
Oh, shit.
That's the worst.
And I said, Jenna, like I was urgent. I said, Jenna. And she goes, what? And I scared the shit out of her because we're 2 seconds
right.
to me going out.
You can't do anything.
Yeah. And I'm talking to her like there's a problem. And she goes, what? And I said, I'm hosting Saturday Night Live.
Nice.
And she goes, yes, you are. And then she pushes the door
Asshole.
That's
awesome. But that's how I felt. Like I mean, because I'm 45 now, so anything that you let go past without enjoying it, you're a real turd.
Right.
You feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
So she's standing there. I wanted to tell somebody, I'm fucking doing this right now.
That's so fucking.
So I came out. I was really emotional and I was really happy.
right.
When I came out.
That's awesome.
You change, like, being 45, you're saying, like, you want to enjoy everything as you're doing it, because it's, like, sometimes with an experience, it's, like, so fucking tense and nerve-wracking, you don't even enjoy it. You just,
Right.
you're like, okay, I'll look back on this and it will be fun, instead of fucking liking
Enjoying
it
the
while it's
moment.
happening.
You have to stop and go, I may never do this again. It's amazing I'm getting to do this.
Yeah. Did you feel totally prepared after a week? Did you feel like, okay, I'm good? I don't feel
Not
like
completely. And I was so excited. It's not a helpful emotion to be happy.
Yeah.
Because I sputtered the first few lines of the monologue. I was too excited. And it fucked me up. Because, like, the first joke I said was, the power's back on, so we can go back to using way too much electricity. And I've done this before. I was so excited that I'm trying to say everything too soon. So I said, the power's back on, which means we can use way too much electricity. Because the word way was the first laugh.
Right.
So I said way like 6 times before it was time to say it back on because I was too happy.
Yes, you said curds.
Curds and way. And it got nothing. And I rushed past it because it didn't get a laugh to the next thing.
Wow.
But and I'm on fucking live TV, so you're thinking you fucked up the first joke. And now you're subsequently fucking up the second one. And this could be a black hole that sucks the entire monologue in it. Unless you know when they burn forest to stop a forest fire?
Yeah.
You've got to get a firewall in here somewhere.
Right.
I was having that thought somewhere in the
I know where your
monologue.
firewall was.
Where was it? Because
when an old lady falls down and you see her inappropriate parts.
Yes, that was the firewall.
the exact moment where everybody went, fuck. Okay, everyone got off the hook.
Yes.
That was it, right?
That was the first laugh that made me feel normal.
Yeah.
And then I was
you
like,
settled
I'm
right
gonna
in.
be okay.
Man. You settled
I'm
right
gonna
So
be
goddamn
okay.
funny, that story.
Yeah.
Did they
Thanks,
talk?
man.
Did they talk to you about not breaking the fourth wall? Because I'm always amazed no one on SNL ever breaks that wall.
You mean during the sketches?
Yeah. Did they say to you, "Don't do it," or does it just?
Why would he look at the fucking camera in the middle of a sketch?
No. No, but I mean, nobody even does it. Ironically, if something bombs, like nobody does it.
He broke the
I did a little bit
broke the fourth wall.
with the mountain sketch.
Yeah.
Because I fucked up so many
couple
things.
times he broke the
I
wall.
made so many mistakes because there was all these marks I was supposed to hit. And every time we rehearsed it, I didn't go to any of them. And then they would say really nicely, we have no shots if you don't move.
The whole
when you
shot,
get in there."
it was like a big master.
It's a big master. They needed me to
it was
move
a
down.
One shot. The whole sketch, now that I think about it.
Yeah,
is a
because
huge
if I
master
had
from
moved,
across
they
the
would have had a
studio.
better shot. So
No one had any coverage.
they wrote it on the cards in huge letters. They wrote step down.
Oh, wow.
And they said, we're going to do this for you so you don't have to worry about it. And I was like, no, that's cool. I'll see that. And then after like 3 lines, I realized I haven't moved. Totally fucked.
But your cool beard looked great.
And then I had this
Yeah, who
crazy
cares?
hair.
He looks good with long hair.
He looked awesome.
That's what
man.
we said.
There's nothing.
We're like, damn, Louie looks good with long hair.
There was no weak thing. There was
No.
there's always like a hunk of shit, like 10 feet where you're like, ugh, where you're like, God. And you're like, now after that shit sketch, I got to go to commercial. Then there's a fucking band I don't know after that
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
There was no bullshit. It was one of the better episodes I've ever seen.
Oh, thanks, man.
And after the one sketch, you laughed. So he did break
Can I
break
say
down the
this
too?
fourth
The
wall.
hotel
The
sketch.
hotel sketch at the end, there was a huge laugh, and I kind of
Can
like that.
I want to make a point
What
real
was
quick.
Hold on. What was
sorry.
that about?
The kid Bobby Moynihan, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
I think, who's in the sketch with me. He's a really nice guy, and I don't know. I just liked him, and we were doing it all week. You know,
Right.
That whole thing was dependent on me keeping that rhythm going. It was another one where I just kept just misplacing little words and fucking up, and I felt like I made so many mistakes. But I don't know, and I was having a good time by then. I was really enjoying the show by then.
Yeah, the laugh was great.
And I knew we were close to the end, and I was feeling all this cool relief and stuff, you know.
So you kind of just let it out.
Yeah, so we're-
$7 or $150,000.
Yeah.
And also, they had told me this thing right before we went on. There's going to be a sound of a printer. and you're going to hear it jam, and then that's when you say it jammed, and
No
I couldn't
sound.
hear it. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, shit.
It was on the air, but I couldn't. I was just standing there waiting, and there was like this long pause on fucking live television, and so I just picked a moment to say the printer jammed, and then we went away with really no laugh at the end. So I'm just pounding on this fake keyboard, and I looked at Bobby, and we both just started cracking
I
up.
liked it. It was a real moment.
I was gonna say, let me just say this real quick. Whenever a comic that we kind of know or know of hosts SNL, all of us in this room, and you have to fucking admit it, a part of you roots against the fucking guy.
Holy shit.
Louie's the only guy in my lifetime that walked through those doors, and I was with him. Like a guy. Opie said it when I was here the other day. Like watching Louie, it was like one of. Not, like one of my guys, like I'm a fucking coach, but like one of our guys,
Well, just someone
like a
we
guy
really
that
know.
are fucking from
yeah.
the stoop.
It was awesome.
It was like the moment and fucking Don Pardo, ladies and gentlemen, Paulie Shore. The party is going to be like, I hope this fucking tanks. But with Louie, you're like, holy shit.
Yes, we were standing in the phone booth by a car going, they're going to make this fucker. They're going to make it.
But
Yeah,
it was great.
And then you walk through the curtains and there's just a bunch of chairs stacked up.
Oh, no.
Louis C.K. come out of this empty.
Don Pardo, he must be like actually 90,
He's gone.
right?
And there's nothing anybody could do about it.
That's that.
And that's that.
He sputtered on a line. He's a redheaded cunt and there's nothing can be done.
It was payback for Joe Dixon leaving as stage manager. Real greaseball shit.
We were so happy
You know.
for you, Lo,
Yeah, he's
man.
good.
In my house, we were
Thanks,
so
man.
fucking happy. I want to ask you about the week because it's legendary. How many hours you put in, and
really hard.
and people sleep there. Like what was your experience?
Well, I knew it's all about energy management, And my show's really hard, but the show I do on FX, it's hard work, so I'm used to that.
What show is that?
What show is that?
Sorry.
Oh, we
times
haven't
today.
God, we got to talk about the Emmy. We got
what
so
show?
much. I want to talk about Emmys and a boat
You
that
won
went bad.
Emmys, you animal.
I won a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the week on SNL. Then we'll move on to the Emmy thing.
So you learn some stuff after a while. When you're young, you can just keep regenerating. You don't lose power. It just keeps coming, You can really fuck yourself up. Like kids that are on the football team in high school and they smoke cigarettes and stuff
Yeah,
and they
amazing.
get fucked up and the next day they're gods. And at 45, I literally knew I was capable of throwing the thing away if I wasn't careful. So there are little simple things like I didn't put any sugar in my bloodstream for the week. Like I didn't eat any.
Really?
Yeah, no sugar. Just like a lot of fruit, a lot of water. Kept my and anytime I loved being there, and there's a lot of really great guys in the show, Bill Hader and Fred Armisen, that are old friends of mine, and so I'd find myself in the hallway talking to a couple of guys and making jokes and laughing, and then I'd tell myself, stop it, go back to your room and sit down. Just stop doing that, because that's a useless, expensive energy.
Jeez, you
Because
really
you work really hard all week, and
economizing.
none of it's on television. You're pushing and working and working and working, and none of it you still haven't done a single fucking thing. Until 11:30 on Saturday, you have accomplished nothing. Wow. So it's...
Wow.
Yeah, so I drank a lot of hot tea and shit to keep my throat nice.
It would be great if you
And,
snapped during the monologue and just said all of this. Like if
Next time, Jimmy.
Yeah.
if you just started saying that.
The audience is just looking at him.
Like, what happened? Is he okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Voss.
Look at the black chicks checking me out.
By the way, a lot of people have talked about the moment you hear Don Pardo say your name. Nobody hears Don Pardo say. You can't hear it.
No, huh?
No,
Oh,
you
really?
got the band right in your face,
Oh, that's
and
true.
you just see
They
your
just cue
someone
you
just
to go
starts
out,
screaming,
yeah.
"Go, go, go!" You don't hear anything.
So she was
So everybody's
super
lying when they say
intense,
that
that lady, Jenna. Because when
Yeah,
Joe
she's great though. She's a very mama kind of person.
when
She
Joe
takes care
Dixon
of
did
you.
it from like 77 on, he was like really old. He would go like 30 seconds, 20, and then every Saturday he'd go 5 seconds. It's like this little old man. He thought he was having a heart, and everybody would laugh, and it was all relaxed. So it's interesting now. There's like a taskmaster doing it.
She's good.
And how many hours a day you putting in at the offices?
Long,
during
and
the
well, the Tuesday is the first big day. I was there till 3 a.m. Ooh. And then the next day, it depends on what you're shooting and stuff. Like the Lincoln thing that we did was pretty easy.
That was awesome.
Those guys did all of that. I mean, I didn't write any of that. I
felt
came
like
up
you
with
wrote
the
it.
stand-up. Yeah. But Seth Myers wrote it. It was his idea, the whole thing, and he even gave me the premises for the stand-up. Like he threw ideas up to me, and
Wow.
they really did it.
cool.
And they've got their film crew like researched what cameras we used and on the show, and they matched everything exactly. And
Daryl said they wear the same clothes too. Like when they do a sketch about a politician, they wear the exact same suits. Like they're really, I almost said exact again.
The woman, 80, who played who played Mary Todd Lincoln, she was wearing a dress that is at the Met Museum. That's like, they were really uptight about the dress.
She was funny.
She was funny. But her dress is like a national treasure.
The research department on SNL.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shit.
Dude.
Yeah, they
Some
covered
guy
it up
came
with
up to me
paper.
when I was voting. I was in a long line, and this guy comes up to me. I did this joke on the SNL monologue about the old lady in the airport, and I say that she was probably a refugee at some point. And I paint this picture of like
My husband died.
she's on a muddy road, and she's got some kid with a big Jewy hat next to her. Right?
That surprised me when you said that.
They actually said to me, somebody said to me, standards complain, but it's live. Do what you want. So I did it.
Fantastic.
And then anyway, so some guy comes up to me in line while I'm voting I'm with my daughter. And this guy comes up, a big kind of heavy guy, and he's got a lisp, and he's just sort of weird, and he's just kind of aggressive, and he goes, "Hey, you're that comedian, aren't you?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, sure, you're funny, but what's a Jewy hat?" And everybody turns and looks at me.
Holy shit.
And I just look at him, and he goes, "I'm a Jew. Do I have to wear a Jewy hat?"
Oh, God, no, this did not happen.
It did happen.
Holy shit.
And
What
I
did you
just,
tell-
I
what-
just looked at him with no expression, and then he got nervous. And I think he was hoping that I would go, "Hey, I have
Right,
the right."
right.
And he just,
Yeah,
and then it was really awkward.
Oh.
You should have said it's a baseball
walked
cap with
away.
a K on the front, or a J. It's a hood, or an H.
Do I have to wear one?
Yeah, Joey hat.
Well, you do.
Oh,
You're
God.
very Jewy. No, I don't know. I didn't say anything. What are you going to say?
That's
You
kind of
really
weird.
confuse things well. Like I would have been self-righteous
Oh,
ass.
yeah.
But
First
that's Louis
It would
really
have been a
confusing
First Amendment
stuff.
fucking speech right there.
Well, you don't. It's like I always, you don't have to say anything yet. Just figure, just look at him and see what happens. What's
See
he
where
going to
it
do
goes.
now? Yeah.
Now, your move still.
Yeah,
Still your move.
exactly.
He didn't have
That's
a
what-
follow-up.
He thinks that,
was
okay,
it.
now
Now it's
you
your
talk.
move.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm like,
Still
no,
your
I don't
move.
have to. Say something else.
It's like passing your turn in Scrabble.
Bye.
Yeah.
And then he went outside, and that was the end of it.
And then he went on with his life. Told
Yeah.
8 people how shit I said that I didn't say, probably.
Oh, I'm sure it was,
And then he said, "How dare you?" And I said, "Here's how I dare."
He said I had horns.
he'll think twice before he makes another Jewy joke.
I think I set him straight.
Yes.
Lisp was bad, huh?
Yeah.